Let's get real.
Heads of international business and guardians of the global economy, coming together at the apex of commerce and community to consider the ways in which we can build a better world.
Capitalism is the most energetic force on the planet, but it is not too big to fail. Today, capitalism is failing the unemployed, it's failing the underemployed, it's failing the never employed. Capitalism is failing the planet.
What worries me about just talking about inclusive capitalism is that our ambition is not sufficiently vaulting, sufficiently broad-ranging, sufficiently great.
That's where the industry really has to pick up. I mean, you can't legislate virtue, you can't, enforce this broader sense.
The challenge is to make capitalism more inclusive, to share it with everybody, so that we can recreate the miracles of the last 4 decades.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to convey to you a message from His Holiness Pope Francis. Our common home is disfigured. There are rooms of plenty alongside threadbare rooms of acute poverty.
So one case for inclusive capitalism is the creation of systems which work in healthcare, education, infrastructure, building a modern economy.
We should do a war against poverty. And instead of making art, making housing, instead of making military uniform, making dressing for people, and creating more economic activity to finish with poverty.
A lot of people in these markets didn't really know, and probably still don't know, what's expected of them.
If you believe in capitalism, it has to be inclusive. It has to be focused on human welfare, both for the people who work in companies and the people who are affected by their activities.
These markets will not sustain themselves unless they have integrity.
Responsible behavior is not the sole responsibility of the regulator. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's always right.
The government need to understand what is happening, to understand that they cannot use the formulas of the past to solve the problems of the future.
You cannot hold an interdependent world together without inclusive politics, inclusive social policies, and inclusive economics.
His Holiness prays that they may keep the good of the human person at the center of all their discussions.
People actually now believe that business can make a profit and do good for societies.
Companies that pursue the tenets of inclusive capitalism not only have better operational and share performance, as well as a lower cost of capital, but have a more stable workforce, a sustainable supply chain, and most importantly, they have deep relations with their customers, their communities, and their investors.
That's really what this inclusive capitalism is all about. Not a guarantee of prosperity for everybody, but a guarantee of a fair chance and of being part of a future. And never becoming a victim, never having to accept the fact that every tomorrow is going to be like yesterday.
The people within this room and in this place have the power to effect real change.
That is awesome.